what's very normal for me, and what I really sourced from my mom and the way she parented, 8 children, is just really, I mean, she was fiercely independent, strong, funny,
Mm-hmm.
drank a lot of cafe con leche in the morning, and we just ran a tight ship, but it was fun, and it was warm, and it was just always, you wanted to be home. There was always something on the stove. And so I feel like she's so nurturing to both of them, to
Mm-hmm.
Miles and to Jeff. But ultimately, she's very, very strong, in making sure that her son knows that he's loved, and that we will do anything to make sure that he reaches his full potential.
There's a sternness to Jefferson. I mean, he is a cop, and he really wants his son to realize that he deserves what he has. And he's not spending a lot of time telling Miles what he can't have. He really wants him to
Mm-hmm.
have the most of everything. So when Miles is doubting why he's going to this academy, or if these are his people or not, I'm like, these are your people. You belong here. You deserve this. At the same time, you have to really be responsible for what you're doing. And but at the end of the day, it is love. Like I was thinking
Absolutely.
about this. I was like, he throws his arms around his dad and hugs his dad at least 5 to 6 times in this movie,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that that is so important to see, especially like when you have this young boy of color who is out there, who has both of his parents, who is in a bilingual house, who is like has his mother's last name and not my last name, has his uncle around the corner that he can go to. I feel like Jefferson is just the representation of wanting to see this young boy of color have every opportunity afforded to him he possibly can, and the
Mm-hmm.
best way to show that is to give him love with a bit of sternness. There's a little, but at the same time, it's like he's proud of this kid, and he knows that he is the greatness that he is because of his child,
Yeah.
and vice versa. That's the life, you know what I mean? Like those
Yeah.
brownstones in Brooklyn behind those doors that reflect that life just like that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's not a new order of anything. It's something that has existed since.
It's not new. The only thing that's new about it is I feel like finally, thank you, we're actually getting to see how I grew up, how
Yeah,
you grew up,
yeah,
and the idea that this is, this would be somehow an anomaly. Like, this is
hmm,
not the normal family. It's
yeah.
kind of a normal
It's
family, the
really
normal family
normal.
I grew up with. And I love that about this
Yeah,
movie, because it's exactly what you said. It's not the new order, it's just the order.
yeah. And what I also love about this movie is that they really show that this is a house of love. Like we are with each other, with our arms around each other. We love each other. She's my mommy, I'm my poppy. You know what I mean? Like that's our son. It's just so refreshing to
Mhm.
see that, and within the streets of Brooklyn, like within New York, within the place like where all these cultures come together and vibe and make a family and create love. That's what it's about. And I don't know. I for one think about my 13-year-old self. If this had came out when I was 13, like I would have gone nuts. I'm
Yeah.
going nuts now and I'm a grown man, but
Yeah.
like it's just so great that people are open and are willing to have this in their lives, because these lives really do exist. I kind of turned 13 when I watched this thing, because I like could watch it over and over and over again. It's just so fresh. It's just so fresh and in every sense of the word. And it's just really great to know that like that little kid in Minnesota, or that kid over there in the DR, or that kid in London will feel like they see a representation of themselves and open up the possibilities of all the things that could happen for them. Like it's great.
And that some kids actually are going to grow up with it. This is the
Their
norm.
first
This
Spider-Man.
is their first
Yeah.
Spider-Man, and it's just going to be like, oh yeah, of course I could be Spider-Man. There's
Mm-hmm.
no stretch, there's no reach. It just exists. I'm watching it. It's being represented.
Yeah.
And that to me is one of the most exciting things about kids seeing it. It's just that will be the reality.
I hope the conversation brings all kids of any color and background
Absolutely.
together. Like, I can't wait to see these kids who are like from all different backgrounds and like sitting in this theater having this discussion about like, oh my God, like, did you see how they spray painted the spider? Like how the logo is different, how
The
the music is,
blackout,
you
the
know,
great
like how all those things are
expectations.
going on. Like, I mean, it's gonna completely like, I think that that's why it's so great because it's called the Spider-Verse, because like the universe, it's a universality that's going on, and it's like it's shifting everything, you know. And I think that that's something that's so great. I mean, we're also mentioning the world of the comic book structure, and the animation is unlike anything I have ever seen. I've never seen
It's
anything like this
gorgeous.
before. And it's just really cool because it's all is a kind of a throwback and something futuristic at the same time. It is giving homage to what came before, and at the same time bringing in the new generation of this. But it's
Mhm.
really, it's just refreshing, and I just hope that we see all these different babies out on the street running around as
And
Miles
Spider-Man's
Morales. You know what I
mess.
mean? Like, yeah, like little Gwen Stacy's going all over the place, little spider pigs. You know what I mean?
Spider
I think it's
Ham.
gonna be great. I think it's going. I think it's so necessary.
You're part of this amazing just group of powerful women, and again, there's nothing spectacular or abnormal about that. It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
no, this is the everyday kind of amazing strong woman. And there's, Aunt May, all that legacy is
Mm.
just spectacular, and she's so kind of in this movie she's just so badass. I
Yeah.
love that about her. And
Yeah.
I feel like Rio is that, and so is
Mm-hmm.
Gwen. So you've got
Mm-hmm.
like all these incredibly powerful women that it's really cool to be part of. This movie has everything. I
It
have to say,
really
I can't even
does.
think of it as an animated film.
Right.
Just as a film, standing on its own as a film, I actually really think it's so important, and it's spectacular. You have everything from this family dynamic, which is the foundation for everything, and love, and giving love, receiving love. And then you have this young kid who's about to enter a manhood. And then you have that thrown in with him becoming this
The
superhero, and
superhero.
then the other Spider-Verse. So it's about family, it's about tribe, it's about,
Mm-hmm.
fulfilling your potential as a human being, and being supported and nurtured to be your best self. There's so many different levels and layers to this movie that I think are just to speak to everyone, not just 13-year-olds, not just children of color, not just, old an older woman or grandmother, just everyone. There's something for everyone in this movie,
And if you're a
truly.
true nerd like me, you will not be disappointed. Honestly, like you will not be disappointed with this film. It's just a new way to bring them along. Like, I think like it's just a way like to open our minds. Like, fantasy is so needed and necessary in this day and time. Like, it's my favorite thing. It gives us a place of security. It makes us feel like there are heroes representing for us. And for this one, I think that it is really going to show another kind of universe reflecting the times that we're in, and
Mhm.
showing just a different vibe, showing some flavor. I keep saying, I was like, this movie has so much flavor on it that, Lowry's couldn't even bottle it. So it's like, I just love that kind of thing when you go in and you just feel like it's just something that I think is just going to bring everyone together. It's so new, it's so fresh, it's so creative. That's more than enough, I
It's
think.
spider sauce.
Spider sauce,
Spider
baby!
sauce.
Trademark